guys, Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music. Thanks for clicking on the video. We're going to break down some Hendrix stuff right now. I think you guys are going to get a lot from it. It was really fun breaking all this stuff down. Also, thank you for supporting me at what I do, Marty Music. Really appreciate if you were to subscribe to the channel here and click that bell notification. Really helps me out, so thank you. And then also, if you want to get deeper into guitar, I've got tons of killer resources for you in all the links in the description below. So thank you. Let's do it. All right, so we're tuned down a half step, E-flat tuning, like most Hendrix. And then we're playing a riff that revolves around C sharp. So we're going to start with this C sharp power chord. So 4th fret A string root. Then O to 4 on that E string. Then the 2nd fret A string. And then up to the 4th fret again, power chord. So you put that together, you get this. One more time. Then you go like this. You're right here, you're going to hit it again, and then go down a whole step, and then up a quick da-da. So from the top, though, it just starts on one power chord hit. Into a rhythm part. And so the rhythm part, C sharp, what I like to call the Hendrix chord, it's a C sharp, 7, sharp 9. And he does a couple cool little things that you can add to your arsenal. I know I just did. I hadn't thought about it with the Hendrix chord quite like this. It's just a little piece of a power chord, but he's sliding up to the 6th fret D and then hitting 6th fret G. And then the same thing, but the G and high E. Yeah, funky stuff, right? Then you have the C sharp minor pentatonic scale. So you got to look at that little pentatonic box for C sharp. So you're going to do 14th fret high E. And so you're doing a big bend. And you hear the bend come down, and then you're going to go, which is that classic down up pick, and the down is the 12. Up pick is the 14 of the B, which is the C sharp note, which is the root. So we got that big bend, that, right back, you know, obviously lots of attitude. He never played it the same way twice. So lots of just playing in that box. You know, 14 up to 12 with a little micro bend there. bend again, and then that again, and then you hear him release off onto the 12 of the B, and then this killer run, which is really just the blues scale, the C sharp minor pentatonic with the blues note, or just call it the C sharp blues scale. Starts with that B bend, whole step on the 12th fret B, but you're grabbing the G with it. And so it's 12th fret G, which becomes the blues note as you let the bend come back down, but on the G string. See that? So that's the 11, 9, 11, 10, 9, and then I just go down a whole step into the rhythm. So let's go from the top here. And then on an alternate dimension timeline, along with that, so then the next thing, when we're talking about the rhythm, there's a lot of overdubs, right? So I'd like to get into more of the philosophy of what's going on here. Basically, we call it the first verse. You've got the Hendrix chord right here, where the root's on the 4th fret A string, right? But that same chord you can play on the E string root, which would be 9th fret, 8th fret, and then 9th fret across. But that also gives you the and in this area, there's a really cool little thing, and I did hear him doing it. But if you think about the Hendrix chord, you can play this little, what you would normally think of as a D shape. But you can see where the pinky and ring finger are already in that little D shape looking thing. So if you can see it and do that, and obviously you need a bass player going, all that, and you would have and so you have that shape up a whole step and back. In fact, let's just mess with that for a second. Show you what I mean. 1, 2. Check it out. So you've got lots of that, the rhythm options playing around with it. And there, like I said, there's multiple guitar tracks. Some are in the higher region, some are in the lower region. But just mess with those ideas and see if you can fit into the groove there. So that chorus, you've got E, E, C sharp. And if you're in this little C sharp pentatonic, you got it's all right in there. He's playing with those ideas. That also happens in the bridge. But you just think of that as pentatonic ideas, like so when you're in that C sharp area, you know, he's probably wrapping his thumb around 3 times like a pretzel, or was, but you got this, just that idea where you've got the 11th fret G and B, and then also the 9th fret, just like the pentatonic on the G string. Cool pentatonic lick in the next verse. 1, 2. So it's all pentatonic. 1, 2. So that just starts on that 9 of the A up the pentatonic to the G. And then off time, you do the same thing, but then you get to that G string. You bend it. Twelfth fret B bend. 1, 2. Like that. Okay, and then the last lick starts actually on the root there. Starts on the root. Just goes right up, and when you get to that G string, bend on that, then bend on, so that's 9 to 11, and then that same 9B high E, slide up from 12, and then 12 to 14, and then 12 on the high E, and then the classic 14 bend, and then you just move that up a whole step and bend it super hard. So now we've got a little bridge we're going to go into. So the second verse, he does a more of a C sharp 7. So you just want to see that C, 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 C. C sharp 7. Is like a 9th fret bar major chord with the pinky off. But you've got the little piece of it. So that's 9 and 10. So when it goes back into that chorus again, though, it's the same. But he just changes it up for that second verse. It sounds a little more bluesy. If you hear, I think, the left side guitar, you'll hear that little 7 chord in there. All right, there's this little walk up to the bridge. So it's on the open E, 2-4, 2-4 on the A, 2-4 on the D, and then 2 on the G and B. And that bum is an F sharp note. That's the bum have to say the G, right? So open E to F sharp. And then that 4th fret G and B, a little kind of half step bend back with some vibrato. So right before it, so it becomes like the F sharp minor pentatonic. And then it has a whole funky thing. So we got to go into that funky thing. All right, think of F sharp. So we're going da 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 on the F sharp. I'm using my pinky. It's the 4th fret D. And then middle finger on the 2, index on the 1 of that D string. And then I'm going to the low E. It's very much a bass line. And a tasty bass line at that. So I guess you can use your ring finger and then move to your middle finger there. So 2, 1, 4 on the A string, 2. 1, 2. And then 2, 3, 4. So you want to do 1st fret, but then 2nd fret with the index, and then you're going to start again and go like that. So you hop over to the 4 of the D and hit it and immediately slide up a whole step to 6, 4 to 6. And immediately hit that open E. So now, he solos over that riff, but right before that riff, it does that, and he's kind of overdubbing some guitar, and it does that, then E. So it's like. But he's not. That's what the bass player's doing. He's doing like F sharp. You know, it's going. And it's like left and right panning of like, which sounds like Chili Peppers, but definitely this influenced the Chili Peppers. So just right before the guitar plays it, it's like F sharp, and then E. And you just can think of those as F sharp pentatonic to E pentatonic. Then the guitar plays, you know. And there's a, which is a really fun major third harmony on that. So that's third fret G, you know. So it's that one, first fret, fourth, and then fourth on the A. Do, do, ba da ba da. Actually, might as well just do it with the loop. Here we go. Not perfect, but you get the idea. All right, from that F sharp, you get back to the C sharp, and there's a little break. And then right into the keep on pushing straight ahead. So yeah, you're right there in that C sharp minor pentatonic, 11th fret G B. And then he's doing some nice stabs, like, you know, right there on that root spot. So that's the 9th fret G B E. Then it goes do da 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 do da da do da 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 do da da boo da 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 do. So a little lick that moves keys. So we got to get that. All right. So back in the C sharp, he does a few hits that are like kind of like a cross down traffic. Then that descending lick. So it's a blues lick. Think of it as the pentatonic. But then it hits this blues note. So you're hammering from 9 to 11 on the D, up to that G, back down the scale. But then you're landing on the flat 5, which is the 10th fret A. Then a half step down, so that'd be 9, and then you do this little kind of crossover thing. And so that would be, you know, just think of the box. And so that's 9, 11, 11. Same thing down a whole step. So you can think of it as like B, then down a whole step, and it's like the A. Then down a half step, so A flat or G sharp, but you don't play the whole lick, you go. You get to that flat 5, so that's the 5th fret on the A, and then move that middle finger down here and think of that classic James Brown 9 chord. And you can just look at the upper notes there. So that's 4, 7, 10, 13, and then 16. So. All right, hope you guys had a good time. Thank you again for watching the lesson. Feel free to request anything you'd like to see in those comments below. While you're down there, I would really, really appreciate you subscribing here and, you know, showing support. So thank you for that. Hope to see you guys again soon.